I had just left a meeting a few blocks up the road, and I entered the parking garage, and we had just parked and gotten out of the car. And we heard 3 shots fired, and I thought it was a car accident. I thought someone had been rear-ended. Then I saw people running, and my colleague, who has worked elsewhere, recognized the sounds as gunshots, and she yelled at me, and we and other people in the parking garage began crawling underneath cars and behind cars, and we heard more shots, so we began running, and the driver, who is Kenyan, advised us also to run, so we followed several other people into a stairwell. I thought we had gone down into the parking garage, so I thought when I entered the stairwell that I would just go up one level and I would be able to exit. And that was not the case. I got in the stairwell, and I was there for the next hour and a half or so. There were 2 people in the stairwell with me who were superficially wounded from gunshots. When we initially entered the stairwell, we kept going up, and then we heard shots above us. So we ended up staying there for about an hour and a half with these 2. There were several of us in there, but there were 2 people who were bleeding.
Oh my goodness, I know you had to be terrified not knowing, what was going on, that one floor above you. For how long? You said you were in that stairway for about an hour, and throughout that entire time, for how long were you hearing these gunshots?
We heard them quite a lot initially when we first entered, and people were quite panicked. And then we didn't hear them again for a while. I don't know, maybe 15 minutes more. And then at that point, again, they sounded like they were coming from above us. So we didn't want to, to go up or down. And there were several security guards, I'm assuming from the mall, who were in there with us, and the lights were out. But everyone had cell phones, and so we were getting different communications from the outside that way, and people were calling their family and whatnot.
What kind of information were you getting on your cell phone?
I don't have a smartphone plan with me, so I was able to contact my husband, and I was able to contact our contacts at the embassy, but I wasn't getting any information from my phone. The people behind me were saying that they heard that there were hostages, and the people also were saying that they thought that there were grenades. This is from, I don't know who these other individuals on the stairwell were contacting, but those were the rumors that were circulating while I was there.
And at what point did you feel like it was, safe to leave that stairwell? And how did you make that decision to leave? Did you end up going on that, main outdoor level, or did you go further down into the garage once you determined it was safe to move?
I don't actually know how that happened because I was sort of in I was not near one of the doors. I was near one of the levels in between an exit from the stairwell, and we had tried to exit earlier out the supermarket, and I don't know what happened, but people did not. So we were no longer near the parking garage level. We were near a supermarket level. And so after about an hour and a half, the door to the supermarket opened up again, and the lights came on in the stairwell, and people went out, and I was very, very hesitant because there was no information to tell me that it was safe to exit. It was just that the people in front of me were exiting. And there was blood throughout the supermarket as we were exiting on the floor and out through in fact, we walked through some hardware aisles and passed some cereal stuff. And then we walked into their sort of storage unit or their stock room. And then we came out on their loading docks and exited that way. And we saw policemen with guns as we were exiting, or I assume they were policemen. They were just wearing plain clothes. So it was never really clear that I should have exited. It was just that I was sort of a sheep following everyone else in front of me. And I was very eager, of course, to get outside and far away from the situation as possible.